when your heavens are like brass and the ground you stand on is going to be like iron, what do? You do. You take a road trip, baby. You take a road trip, you go on a fishing trip, you go into your hobbies that are outside the marketplace. Pour your time and attention into your family or your friends, apart from the market. It's good. It's good to do it. It allows you to recalibrate and reset your mindset. And you give yourself permission to forgive yourself for not doing it sooner. I'm not obligated to do any of this for you. Just like you're not obligated to trade every day. Have you ever given yourself permission? Because I'm giving it to you right now. You have my permission as your mentor to not trade every day. In fact, that should be a goal for you. When you make money and you're new, stop. Let the week close and profit. That's a skill set. It's teaching patience. It's teaching enough to be content with enough. But ICT, it was only $1,100. I could have made, right, but did you make $1,100 at your job after taxes? No. So why are you going to risk it? You're not skilled yet. You're finding yourself. You have to continuously instill this cheerleading mindset as you're growing up in who you are eventually going to be yourself. You have to do that through journaling. Spend time looking at when you got it right. You're going to need those times. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to doubt your future performance. If you try to trade every single day and you start going in the drawdown, here's another permission. You don't have to fix your drawdown right now. What? Yeah, you don't have to. Who says you had to do it right now? Who says you had to fix the drawdown and bring it completely back this week or this month? Who said that? You did. Or the people you hear others on social media crow on about, oh, this and that. Who's running your business? Them or you? Think. Because if you're letting other people on social media impact your decisions about when and how you're going to trade, you're not running your business. If you're not running your business, who is? The people that don't care about it. And if they don't care about your business, believe me, they only care enough to see it fail. It would be nothing more pleasurable for them to see you fail and go on social media. Oh, I did it again to myself. And they feel great about themselves because they're failing in privacy. So when your heavens are like brass and you can't find your way out of in terms of profit, close the trade. As soon as you recognize that you feel like you got to pray for the outcome of that trade to be different than what you think is already going to happen, because you know, you're looking at the charts, you see it. Something in the underpinnings of the marketplace have shifted. You recognized it, and now your conscience is telling you it's time to hit the exit ramp. Just don't take the exit in South Carolina like I did. You have to stop, remove yourself from the risk, and walk away from it. And it doesn't mean immediately look for another pair or another market to trade and try to plant yourself in risk again, because the ground you're standing on is now iron. You can't turn the soil over and place good money in terms of seed for risk and expect to get the results that you didn't make up in the first trade. Why? Why not do that? Because your mindset is now distorted, because you feel performance anxiety. You put on a trade, it didn't work for you. So now, as a young man, especially, I noticed the ladies that are students of mine, they generally don't have this characteristic in them. Like they're willing to accept they're wrong. They don't like when they lose money. That's the thing they don't like. Where men, they don't like losing, but they don't mind taking on big losses. They don't like the aspect of it being wrong. So we may be arguing semantics, and I guess some of you could, present that as an argument, but I don't see it that way. I see it as the men, they have this, they want to be right. Women, not so much. They don't care about being right. They don't want to lose money. Where men, they don't care about losing money. They could lose money as long as they end of the day being right. They can go down in severe drawdown and come back. Yeah. Look what I was able to do. I was down 38% in the intraday. Took 16 trades, but the last 2, I got it all back, baby. Woo-hoo, holla. And the ladies in my fold do not ever want to go through major drawdown like that, and they don't care if they're wrong. So, where are you in that spectrum? Where are you in that mindset? Some of you don't know. You haven't been doing it long enough. And that's why it takes a lot longer to learn this than everybody else promotes it to be. You can be so successful, live the life of your dreams. It's Lambo lifestyle. But none of them are telling you the adversities that you're going to go through. They're not going to tell you how to deal with it. What's permissible? What's realistic? 5 handles, not 200 to 1 or multiple setups. Everything I teach you is meant to meet the practical expectations of meeting ends. Meeting 1 bill a month. Whatever the lowest bill is, that's what you aim for first. But something happens. Something happens in your mind when you first start dealing with these charts and you're demoing, or you're rushing through that part by never doing the demoing, which is to teach you. You're learning who you are in the demo. That's why I can't stand these neophytes out there pretend to be mentors telling people, you can't learn how to trade with a demo. You got to put some money, you got to put some skin in the race. Okay. I've done that, and it fails miserably. And it gives you all of these anxiety-inducing things that you would never have had if you wouldn't have did that. I didn't know the mistakes I had in me and the capability of me screwing it up because I never risked real money before as a younger man. I jumped in way sooner than I should have. I literally did like 2-3 weeks of just back testing paper trades. That's it. And I did 1 walk forward, I think a week or maybe a week and a half at most, not even 2 weeks. And I convinced myself I was ready to put money into a live account. $2,600 on a Nations Bank, which doesn't exist anymore, Nations Bank credit card. Now tell me the sense in that. 0. And it's no surprise. My first trade was impulsively in a market that I was never really interested in. Orange juice. It's too thin. It wasn't even seasonally, looking back at it, seasonally, it was not even in a position for it to do anything. And I traded in a vehicle I had no experience in, options. But I had to do it. I got the account open. It's been 2 days. I better take a trade. And overnight, 50% of that account gone. Not the account, but the options premium. I paid $1,500 for orange juice option, which is extremely expensive. So I bought an overvalued option. I didn't know it. And overnight, lost $750 of that option premium. And then closed the account that day. Wonderful lesson. Perfect illustration of what not to do. I wish we had demos back then. We had to do everything on paper, write it down in a notebook. That's how we did it. Make our own charts. We had to draw the high, the low, the open, the close tick on every single chart. If we traded it or monitored it, that's how we did it. You have no idea the advantages that you have today, but you won't use them. You're trying to rush through still. Don't learn how to trade with a demo account. Learn the broker with the demo and then go in with real money, even if it's a little bit of money. That's someone that is absolutely not making money consistently and they don't know how to trade, and you should not be listening to them. And I don't care who they are, how many people follow them, and how much they're liked right now. I don't care. And you can hate me. I don't care. That's real. Because that's someone that doesn't even know what they're talking about. You have so many things going on in your mind that you're going to bring to this that are going to derail you. And you have to know what they are. And you cannot discover that without pain and loss or building in fear, anxiety-inducing concerns for your equity. With live money, you do that, you're going to be scared money. In the beginning, my second account that I opened up, I was terrified. Yeah. I worked 2 jobs, pizza delivery, everything I could. Picked up cans, turned them in and redeemed them for money. I did all that stuff, folks. I did all of that. Walked down streets, picking up soda cans, beer cans, all that stuff. I did that just to get whatever I could scraped up. So don't talk to me about, you don't know what it's like, ICT. You don't know what it's like. You don't know what I did. You don't know what I went through. But that second account, I was terrified. Terrified. I was afraid of every possible entry. And you're wondering, why the hell does ICT have all these concepts? Because I had to cope with it. I wanted to have an arsenal. My weakness was fear of knowing when to get in. Bro, let me tell you something. I got 81 ways to get into a trade. 81. And that's why these jokers on the internet will say, oh, he's got something to always explain why the market. You're damn right I do. I know it like the back of my hand. But I also know when it's likely to slap me around, I'm not playing. No, thank you. I've been there before. You haven't. You're too new. You don't even know what it looks like. But I'm sharing that experience with you. I'm allowing you to find yourself in a closed circuit environment where you are not incurring monetary risk. That's why I teach with a demo. That's why it's the best way to learn. That's where you need to learn in a laboratory experiment setting where you cannot lose money and build anxiety-inducing mindsets that's going to be a prevention to you finding success. How much plainer do I have to make it, folks? Stop listening to these kids pretending to be money millionaire mentors, okay? They literally just graduated school. They probably dropped out of college. They have no idea what they're talking about. The only money they got in their accounts is from whatever they sold. Whatever their affiliate programs are. Their multi-level marketing garbage. They will not show you what the market's going to do. They cannot do it. So why the hell are you listening to their advice? Because you see them pretending with their pomp, their rented cars. I own my cars. I own my home. There's no note on my cars. There's no note on my homes. And I show you where it's going to go. I execute on it and I use the logic. And I'm telling you when it's not right for me. By example, I stopped. I walked away. Now think. Who do you want to learn from? Somebody that can walk the walk and talk the talk and press stop and know why and have no concerns for, oh, I might miss something. I don't have any fear of missing out. You never hear me say, whoa, why did that happen? Why did that slap in the ES just happen? No, I'm not surprised by that. But I can go into a week where I'm expecting certain things to happen and they don't manifest. Okay, I'm not surprised by that. I'm just not interested. See the difference there? That's experience. That's 30 years, baby, of doing the same stuff all the time, expecting the expected results at the end of it. But if it's going to show me signatures that are not supporting what I'm teaching you, that's not an invitation for you to find a new way of doing it. All these new guys and gals out there trying to reinvent the wheel. I've already gave you the wheel. You have to build the car on top of it. And some of you don't want a Lamborghini. Some of you are just okay with a pickup truck, a Volkswagen, a Jeep, or even, well, I won't go there. What's he going to say? What was he going to say? I said, please tell me what you're going to. Don't like it. It's a reminder to them that everything worth doing requires a lot more effort than you thought it was going to take. There's no shortcuts to this, folks. I am the shortcut. I promise you, even though it seems like it's long-winded all the time, this is the shortcut. You cannot make it simpler than this. You're waiting for or reprice to an inefficiency. It's going to drop to run stops or reprice to an inefficiency, or it's going to go sideways. And guess what? When the market's going to go sideways, ICT is doing something else. That's my life. That's what I want to get back to. I didn't ask you for your permission to do what I did. I don't need to ask for it. But I did what I had to do from a psychological point of view, where I'm reminding myself that I'm in control of me. And since 2016, I have not felt in control of my own life. I've allowed people all around the world to conduct my life for me. Tell me when I had to be somewhere, what I had to do, answer emails. I can't even keep up with the emails. It's too many of you. And it just feels so good for me as a man to be able to unplug. I needed it. I needed it. And it was so good to be out there with my kids and just having conversations with them. And I broke down. We were in a restaurant. And one of my sons said to me, he goes, "Dad, I've never seen this with you before." And I said, "What?" He goes, "You're sitting down, you're talking to us, and you're not even talking about the market. You're not talking about your students. It's just you're talking to us." And I lost it. So as much as I love doing this with you all, I love doing that with them more. And I'd be honest by saying that I sometimes feel guilty about that. And I shouldn't. They're my kids. But I have built this life all around trading since I was 20 years old. And I was not the best father. I was not the best husband. I've never done anything outside my relationship. And I've always provided for my kids, but I was not there. In the house with them, but I was not there. So it's not always about money that you need to learn lessons about. Because you can be wildly successful, be a pillar in the community of the industry that you're in, and be an utter failure as a father, a husband, a wife. And no amount of money, none of that can wipe it away. You have no idea how hard this industry is because you don't know how hard you're going to make it on yourself. That's the variable. And nobody ever writes that in their books. I bought every one of them. they're never going to place that clarity on it because they have something else to sell. Like, in 1992, I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I was really inspired to learn. But the approaches to learning how to trade and how to time an entry, if you really look at all the books and manuscripts and things that were taught back then, they really just glossed over it. You know, it was very vague. I mean, they might show you things in a book, like this is what it looks like, but that's the benefit of hindsight. And it's very difficult to try to communicate that in a static picture. And that's why it's important for you as a student to tape read and watch price and get a feel for what it's doing. When you feel this unction in you that it's going to move higher or it's going to move lower, and then you watch it sit still for another 20 minutes before it does the opposite what you expected. That's a learning experience. You know, it's easy to think that you've learned something from me or someone else, or use some kind of a automated, you know, I don't know what you would call it, something that would be not discretionary. And it still doesn't take away that hard right edge, that void, that abyss that we look into on the right side of the chart that hasn't printed yet. See, what divides the success stories from the failures is the comfort of embracing that uncertainty. And in the beginning, I was trying very hard to know everything and always know when I would avoid taking a loss. So I know what it's like for you as my students to want to ask me in a lot of different varying ways, but really the blunt question you want to know is, how can I trade, make money, and not lose? And as much as you may want to argue and say, no, that's not how I think, or that's not what I'm asking, you are asking that. That's exactly what everybody wants. That. I would be lying if I said I didn't want it. So don't lie to me. Okay. Don't lie to me, because I know I would love to know how to never take a loss. I would love to know that. But you have to be comfortable with choosing these conditions that are more apt to be correct for your model and your personal approach to trading. And that means those parameters and filters in place may not present the opportunity for you today or that trading session. And it doesn't mean it's a bad model. It doesn't mean you're a bad trader. It doesn't mean anything except for you're waiting for your model and all of the things and circumstances that go around trusting that setup with that model, with you as the driver, the operator in that system. So naturally, in the 90s, I got hooked on that because my pay was less than $300 a week, bring home. And I was thinking to myself, man, if I could just do one bond trade per week and just get half of a point, if I could just get lucky enough to find 16 ticks on one contract in the bond market, that's $500. That's better than going to work. And once I do it, I don't have to do it again because I'm scared to trade, right? Well, that was my whole approach going in easy to it. And I sat down with him, I explained this. the whole thing to him today. I said, I was afraid to get into it when I was in the 90s. I mean, it was exciting.